we're going to be talking about building games with the Discord Social SDK today. We're going to be talking about lobbies, invites, and rich presence. The last time we talked, we did friends lists, rich presence. I think we did some DMs. We like live coded some DMs. Today we're going to be live coding based off of that same sample, some lobbies, invites, and rich presence. And I'm Anthony. I'm developer relations at Discord, and I have been a game developer for a long time. I've worked in Unity. I've created a ton of different games. They make weird art installations and stuff, but been working in Unity for a long time. And now I do relations here. So you might see me in the docs and, approving PRs sometimes if I get to it, which I should do better at. And I want to introduce Mika.
Howdy, y'all. I am Mika. You can call me Mika. I am the newest member on the developer relations team. You will be seeing more of me. For example, next month, I'm going to be doing a talk with Mark. And you'll be seeing me right now as I support Anthony, and we hope that live demos work just right. So if you want to kick it off, Anthony.
Cool. So as a game developer, have you ever asked, how do I get more players to play my game? Or how do I make my game more discoverable? Maybe how do I help it go viral? How do I keep players interested in my game? These are some of the questions that we think that the Social SDK, and not only the Social SDK, but like building communities in Discord can help address. And we also believe that some of the features we're going to talk about today actually do that. So how do I get more players to play my game? So through rich presence, players can see what their friends are playing in Discord. With lobbies and invites, they can actually request to join. They can join through their friends. So it just like adds a social layer in Discord where gamers are already playing. And all of that is just available super easily to use through the Social SDK. We also found that when the Social SDK is integrated into a game, it actually keeps players playing and interested in the game itself, because it allows them to bring in their friends and it allows them to meet other people and be social, especially if you have like friends list and that sort of stuff like built into it. A little bit about the Social SDK. If you aren't aware, it's our SDK that sort of brings Discord's features into your game. Super easy to integrate. We have a Unity, Unreal, and a C++ flavor of the SDK. You just bring it in and there's like a really easy client that handles all of the authentication for you and gives you things like friends list. So you get access to your players' friends, rich presence, lobbies, invites, all of those things we just talked about, voice chat, DMs, literally anything, kind of Discord can do, you can put into your game with it. Today, we're going to be working in Unity, just because that's the thing that I know best. Yeah, and so here's a little bit about what we're talking about. We kind of went over this a little bit. I'll give you a brief intro to like how to create like a Discord application, which is how you get the Social SDK. The sample that we're going to be talking about is, I'll show you where that is. It's in GitHub. It's free to use commercially, actually. So everything you see today is going to be in there, available to use. And then we're going to go through these steps. So we're going to show you how to create a lobby. We're going to show lobbies in rich presence, so if players can see each other's what they're playing in Discord. We're going to allow you to invite friends to the lobby in the game, both through Discord and through other games. We're going to show you how joining works, and then we're going to show what it looks like to display friends in your game that are in the lobby that you're in. So if you go to discord.com/developers, this is kind of where all of our documentation is. It's also where you would go to create an application, and an application is what gives you access to the Social SDK. So in here, you'll see I've got an application already created. You scroll down to the Social SDK section. There's a little form to fill out. I put in some fun fake details for now. You hit submit, and then you get access right here. So downloads. This is the latest version of the Social SDK. What we're using today is this one here, the Unity plugin. And then really quickly, in GitHub, this is available. So the Social SDK Unity sample has kind of a lot of things already built into it. We've got the friends list, and this is, you can just grab this and use it, and it's commercially usable in any game that you're making. But basically, these are all prefabs. You can just drag and drop them into your Unity game. So you've got a friends list with the UI already built. Rich presence is there. Lobbies and invites are there. I think it'll be like fully functional shortly after this event, maybe tomorrow with the invites. What you see today is going to be like a quick mock of what we're going to put in it. There's also instructions on how to like actually integrate it, because the social SDK you have to get separately from the application page. Cool. So have this kind of all set up already. So here's, if you download the sample, this is actually exactly what you would see. I'll run it really quick so you can kind of see that. So here I automatically have OAuth. There's like a refresh token you get. It's kind of handling everything. There's this Discord manager prefab. It already authenticated. If a user is not authenticated, it would actually pop up Discord for them, and then they would be able to authenticate through Discord or the browser if they don't have Discord open. And it's really quick. So it just, shows them a classic like OAuth modal. They say yes or no, and then they're authenticated and come back here, and friends list is already there, ready to go. So you can actually see Mika's in the game already. My actual account is on mine. But yeah, the prefabs are all here. So friends list is here. You can drag and drop in whatever it is you want to use. Rich presence, disconnect to Discord button. We can get started on the lobby work. So basically, we want to get started on that first bullet point, which is I want to be able to create a lobby. How do we do that? So I think the easiest way, I have this kind of empty canvas already set up to scale nicely with the screen and everything. We're going to add a button to allow you to create a lobby. Where is it? UI button. Create lobby. And I'll name it also create lobby. And we'll position this kind of, in the center, the screen down here a little bit. And we're going to need some code. So I have this empty, where is it? Lobby manager. The lobby manager, you can ignore this function for now. We'll use this later. But in the lobby manager, all you really need to do is tell the Discord client that's already authenticated that we want to create a lobby. So I need to get access to the clients. And what we're going to do here is grab the client from the Discord manager. So I mentioned the Discord manager, something that we like kind of built. It's a little bit of a wrapper around the social SDK in Unity. Just kind of makes it a little bit nicer to use. It handles all of the OAuth for you. And then it also exposes, so the Discord social SDK does sort of everything based on callback. So if somebody creates a lobby or invites you or sends you a friend request, you get callbacks for those in the social SDK in this client. The one thing, though, is that the client only allows you to register one function for those. So the thing that I did in the Discord manager for everybody is create events. So when the client gets those callbacks, it emits an event, and we can register functions to those events. We're going to grab the clients, and then we're going to create a function. I'm also going to turn off the AI assist just because I want to write this. But we're going to do a create lobby function. And all we really need to do is client create or join lobby. So in order to create a lobby, we need two things. One is going to be the secret that we use to create it. That's just something that anybody that kind of knows is able to join this lobby specifically. And then we'll have a callback that says whether or not the lobby is created successfully. Let's get that secret. So the secret. And I actually like to use GUIDs for this because I want to have something that's uniquely random so two people don't accidentally make the same lobby secret. So if we use a GUID, we will actually get a uniquely random lobby that when you create is only joinable by people that you actually share that secret with. So I'm actually going to go look at where I've used this before because I know I have, just because I forget exactly how to create a GUID sometimes. This is like a C# function. So that'll be our secret. And then we want to do a callback. So lobby created. and we get a client result. So this will tell us whether or not the lobby creation was successful. And then we also get a lobby ID, I believe.
Hi, Mika here with the question.
What up?
Well, there's a pause. So if all you need is the lobby secret, the lobby secret is a password to enter said lobby. Is that a correct understanding?
Basically, yeah. So yeah, the same way that you create, the reason this is called create or join is because you can actually, when it's first called, it's going to create a lobby, but anyone else that calls it later with that same secret will join it. So you could think of the secret as a password to join a lobby. And you can also just like, physically share that secret with somebody. You can tell them, hey, this is the password to the lobby. So you can have your players input the secret themselves, and then they can share that secret as a password. Or you can use the social SDK's invite system, which would send an invite both to their game, if it's set up, and to the Discord client. So they'll actually see it pop up in their DMs. All right, so what we're going to do here is check if result is successful. Then we know that we created a lobby. So, oops, created a lobby. And I also just want to put the lobby ID in here just to see that we get it, properly. Oops. All right, so now we want to hook this up to the UI. So come back in here. And we want to put this lobby manager, let's put it on here. With the create lobby button, I'm going to come down here on click. We're going to want to call lobby manager create lobby. And I think this is kind of all we need to actually create the lobby. So let's run it and see. All right, so once it's authenticated, we're going to press create lobby. And you'll see the message down here. We created a lobby. Cool. So super basic. There's not really any feedback here yet, but we have a lobby. A couple things I want to do. One is when we create a lobby, we should just hide this button so that we can't create more. The other is we want to maybe show it in rich presence so your friends can see that you're in a lobby. So let's do both of those things. So we can actually do game objects, do public game objects. We will do this here, game set active false. All right. And then we want to update rich presence. So we actually have a rich presence prefab in here that kind of handles the basic rich presence for you. So when this is running, it is already telling the Discord client, hey, this player is in this game, and it just has sort of the details of the game. But we can actually, because we're creating a lobby, tell it how many players are in that lobby, how many more are allowed to join, and then the lobby secret in there so that they can actually invite friends to it. So let's look at the rich presence code. And in here, you'll see this update rich presence is what's getting called. As soon as the client is ready, social SDK is authenticated, this gets called. So I want to make a similar method that's update rich presence with lobby. And we're going to take all these same things, but we're also going to need the lobby secret and the lobby ID. So all these things still apply. We want to set, the details of what's happening, and we also want to set how long the player's been playing the game for. But now we also want to do this. We'll get also, you might notice it's called an activity. Activities are the things that power rich presence. It's like, this is what the player is doing on the Discord platform. So it's kind of a misnomer a little bit. If you know about Discord activities, which are the games that you can create on Discord, it's not quite the same. It's basically just like this idea of something that a player is doing that we can expose through rich presence. So activity secret. And then dot set the join secret, which is this lobby secret. And then the activity dot secrets. So we need to set these secrets in the activity itself. And we're going to do the same for the party. So activity party new activity party. And then the activity party, we want to set the current size. So after we create the lobby, it's just us. So it's going to be 1. We're going to set the max size. So maybe a note here too on lobbies. Lobbies are a pretty extensible thing in Discord. Players aren't just necessarily paired up with one lobby at a time. So you can be in a ton of different lobbies. You can kind of use lobbies as instances in your game. You can use them classically, like, you know, I'm in a single lobby. I want my friends to join. We're going to match make, and then we're going to join a game. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. You can even use them as just like chat rooms if you really wanted to. You can link channels from actually within the Discord client to a lobby. In this case, we're just going to think of it as like a classic, I have a lobby and I want to invite friends to it, and then we're going to matchmake and do something. So we're going to set the size to 4. The game that we're making is, I don't know, what uses 4 players?
Grounded. I love the game Grounded. That's 4 players.
There it is, Grounded. And then for the party, we need to set the lobby ID. Oops. And I think, is that it? Set. Yes, that's all we need for now. So activity.set party. So we need to actually set it onto the activity now. All right, so now that we have this function, we just need to call this once we're in the lobby. In order to do that, we want to get a hold of the rich presence. And we want to call rich presence dot update rich presence with lobby. So the activity type is kind of like what it shows the player's doing. So in this case, they're playing a game. So we're just going to do activity type dot playing. The state, we're going to say in Unity, and then in lobby for the details. The lobby secret we need here. So let me actually save this as part of the class. We'll send it in here. And luckily, the callback for lobby created is where we get access to the lobby ID. So we'll do lobby ID. We get it as a ulong, but we want it as a string. So we're just going to convert that to a string. And I think now we just need to hook this up in the UI. Here we are in the UI again. We're going to add create lobby button in the manager. And so now we're just going to see that disappear once the lobby is created, but we'll also see rich presence update. So let's run it and see that happen. All right, I'm going to wait for it to authenticate. We're authed. We'll create the lobby. And you'll actually see created a lobby and rich presence updated, which is cool. I had a little like print function in there that tells us that. So if we go over here to my test account, we should see, there we go. Playing the game. We're in lobby. Oh, I mixed up the details and the state. So this should probably say in Unity, in lobby, but 1 of 4. So we're the 1 person in the lobby of 4 people. So where are we at now? We've created a lobby. We show it in our rich presence. How about we let people to like join through us? One thing you probably saw is in the friends list, there's all of your friends show up. This is like a nice test account. So it's just a bunch of like, you know, random test accounts. But I think the best way to do invites is once we create the lobby, we can have a little button on their little piece of UI that allows us to invite them. So this is something else that's already built in as a prefab. We can look in here and open this friend UI prefab. This is the UI that kind of just magically slots in nicely and loads the player. And we can add a button to this. So let's go to button. And we'll call this the invite button. We don't need the text because I actually have a cute little icon for it. And it doesn't look great. Let's see, what is this? We'll do like a 40 by 40. And then we also want to just kind of right align this so that it doesn't overlap with any of the text. And I'll move it to the side just a little bit. Let's see if that worked really quick, and then we'll hook it up. So there's the button. One thing that we have in like the final version already is when you create the lobby is when the button shows up, and it only shows up when you're hovering over each person. So you won't see all these buttons unless the context is kind of there, because it doesn't make sense to invite somebody if you don't have a lobby already set up. Luckily, also in the friend UI in this container, we have some code that handles all of the information about the player. It has their IDs already. We have access to the client. And so all we really need to do in here is create a function that is invite player to lobby that will use that button to hook up to, and we will invite them. So it's actually pretty nice and easy to hook this up. All it is client dot, I believe, send activity invite. Again, activity here is because it's sending through like rich presence. So it's like send them the invite through the like Discord ecosystem. So we need the user ID. Luckily, the UI holds onto this relationship handle, and a relationship handle is the relationship between you, the player, and the friend. So for each of the friends in that UI, there is a relationship handle that ties you two together. And what we'll do is call relationship handle dot, I believe it's user dot ID. And then the content, which is the message they get, because this actually sends across a DM. So join my game and a callback. I think similarly, we get like a, what do you call it? Just another callback. Invite, sent, callback. And I think this is all we need. Is that true? Yeah. So let's also just, yeah.
Or sorry, Mika here with a question. Just to make sure, the invite player to lobby, this can only be sent to your friends. Like this isn't something you can DM someone else in the server with.
Okay. Yeah, so as long as you have their ID, which means if you're playing with somebody and in the game you have the social SDK, you have access to their IDs through whatever server you're playing in. You can get their ID and invite them into future games. So it sounds like you could probably make like a recent players list or something like that.
That's cool. And I assume this is how it would work if you're using provisional accounts, which we're not going to get into today. But you may not be friends with them, but you could be. So, okay, good to know.
All right, so let's go back to the UI, hook this up. So the invite button on click, we're going to want to call friend UI, invite player to lobby. Let's run it and find out. Okay, so we'll load, we'll create the lobby, and now I'm going to invite Mika. I did put a little log in there, so we'll actually see successfully sent invite on Mika's side. Did you see it?
It says I'm in.
So Mika has a version of the sample that has like invites already built in. I kind of deleted a lot of it so that we could show you how to create it live. I can show you that code really quick, and we can just run through it, and then we'll continue on.
Mine also has beautiful rounded buttons. Yours looks so.
I'm using default Unity everything. Yeah. So on Mika's side, what you see is there's a callback you get. So on set activity invite created is what the client emits when an invite is received. And when that happens, again, I'm using the Discord manager to kind of wrap that in C# style events. So we get this thing called where we get access to the invite. I display the text of who's sending the invite. I activate that modal, and then that modal gives you the option to accept or decline. Declining just closes it. Accepting will call this accept activity invite, which gives you a callback whether or not it was successful. And if it was successful, you actually get that lobby secret. So this is how that secret kind of propagates through the Discord rich presence activity system. And once you have that, it's hidden inside this function, but it is just createOrJoinLobby again. So it's like super, super simple. You get the invite, you get a callback for it, accept it, And then if it was successfully accepted, you get the secret, and it's kind of magic. Where are we at now? So we have creating a lobby, showing it in rich presence, inviting a friend. Friend can see it and join. How about we show what it looks like when a friend is in the lobby? Let's make a little UI to show everybody that's joined in inside the lobby. Let's start with the UI for that. So I like to use just like a panel for this. And this is lobby people. Let's make it a little bit smaller. All right. Kind of center it a little bit. Normally I'd like anchor these things a little nicer, but for now we just put it together. We're going to use this horizontal layout group here. So this is some UI in Unity it's basically a flex box. It's a horizontal flex box if you're familiar with web dev. We're going to put a little bit of spacing, so each element that goes in there will be spaced. We're going to align the children in the center, so as people join the lobby, we'll show them nicely kind of in the center, and I don't want to resize anything. We'll just kind of keep our children as is. We're also going to, I have a prefab created for this already, but like a lobby friend. So basically just some visual way to show that this friend is in your lobby. We can see right now, the prefab itself is literally just an image. It's a UI image. You can actually see the horizontal layout group working here. As players get added or removed from the lobby, they nicely space out. We can also hide this like background thing just so we don't see that. Yeah, so with those two things, that horizontal layout group and the lobby friend prefab, we can basically just show who's in here. Let's go back to lobby manager. So we're going to need two things. We're going to need the prefab. So lobby player prefab and the transform of that horizontal layout group. The lobby people panel. All right, so how this works, there's a callback when somebody accepts your invite, and we're going to want to use that to get access to who that person is to insert them. One thing to note, though, is when you create the lobby, you don't get a callback for yourself joining the lobby. So we're going to also use that same function to insert ourselves into the lobby. All right, so let's do player added to lobby. And what is the Discord manager instance on lobby member added? So we've got some nice ones. So you get callbacks for created, deleted, added, removed. The one we care about right now is when a lobby member is added. And we're going to get an error here because I don't have the right parameters for this function yet. I need to hop over here and see. You need where you get the lobby ID and the user ID when that happens. Okay, first thing we want to do is we want to instantiate this UI, this prefab when somebody joins. So instantiate the kind of lobby player image. And we want the parent to be the transform of that horizontal layout group. And that's kind of it. Right now, we're just going to get a bunch of white boxes if we do that. So we need to do a couple things. Let's grab a hold of the game object. And we want to load the image for the player. So this is actually where this other function down here is going to come in. We use this, so in that friend UI, to show a player's avatar. We kind of use this function to load their avatar from the URL that the social SDK provides that comes from Discord. And we load that into an image. What we're going to do here is player.getComponents image. So we have this as a coroutine because there is like a network call. So we're going to call load the avatar. We need the URL. So in order to get the URL, we're actually going to call client.getUser with the user ID that we get in here. And then we have access to the avatar URL. Yes, the avatar, the final airbender. And this call to get the avatar URL is it lets you tell Discord how you want the avatar to like what file type you want. I don't think the Unity UI system handles GIFs, so I'm just going to request them as PNGs. And then we need the profile image. So this is what I was about to do. So we have the player dot get component image. So this is just getting the image component for that UI object so that inside this coroutine, it'll call out to the URL for the avatar, load it as a PNG, and then put it into that image for us. Oh, one more thing. So like I said, we have this hooked up now for anybody joining, but we ourselves don't technically go through this callback. So we know up here we've created the lobby successfully. So let's add ourselves. So player added to lobby. We need the lobby ID, which luckily we get already in this callback. And then you actually, through the client, can do get current user. Oh, and I need the ID. All right. I think this is kind of it. Let's hook up all those pieces in here now. So everything that happens is basically here. We made it so that when we get the callback through the SDK that a player has joined the lobby we've created, which happens because I send you the invite, you accept it. We get a callback. And with that callback, we want to show in the UI that this player has joined. And I think the easiest way to do that is just to show like a little picture of their profile. And then we also want to insert ourselves into there once we create the lobby. So that same function is used here. And we also subscribed it to lobby member added events. And then this was kind of here. I think I should make like a little tool or like static class for this somewhere because I've used it in a couple places now. But all this does is loads the player's image from a URL and puts it into the UI. All right, so let's hook up the that transform that has the horizontal layout group and this lobby friend lobby player. I think this should do it though. So now we're in the game. We'll create a lobby. This is my like little test account. I'm kind of using Clyde as my icon. So you'll see here I am, one of 4 people. And let me invite Mika.
Accept invite. There I am.
There we go. Yeah, so I think there's more you could do on top of this. So you could, subscribe to removing players. You could add like a close lobby button. Lobbies in the social SDK are kind of cool. So if I were to close it, it still persists until everybody leaves. Mika could kind of take over the lobby and do her own thing with it through the game. Here's kind of all the code that we just wrote. Not too bad to create a lobby, what to do once it's created, adding a player, and really the invite. It's just a handful of functions, gets you kind of everything we just added. And yeah, the social SDK is a super easy and nice way to make your game a little bit more social, make it easy to invite players. I see Colin asked, is this in the sample? I have a branch with it. It will be in the sample like shortly, either today or tomorrow. And it'll be like a nicer UI. It won't have this, but there is a branch. So if you download that branch, here I can even show you in here. This branch right here, invites, has kind of all of that code already hooked up. So you saw Mika's screenshot where the screen goes gray. You can accept or decline the invites. That stuff is all in there. That'll be in the main branch shortly too. And thank you very much. Always we appreciate y'all coming, joining these and asking questions too. The thing that we do here is relations. So me, Colin, Mark, Mika, Abe, anytime, anything's happening in here, that you all have feedback or you're running into issues, we do take those things seriously. We like try to help when we can. We also bring the information back to the teams. Every piece of feedback you give is super important to us. It also helps shape future events. It helps shape things like what we release. So if you were super into modal components or components v2, Advite and Deviate got to listen and make those things happen because of the feedback that y'all provided. So super important to us. If you have the time, go here into the link here, give us feedback. Also, I think this one has a little bit to tell us about what you're building. If you're building a multiplayer game, social SDK related, even not just if you're building a multiplayer game, let us know. It's super interesting to us to see what's being built. And yeah, thanks again for being here.